Greetings and welcome to the Fan Perspective. I'm your host Nathan Lyle, and this is NBA Weekly, the show where once a week, probably on Saturdays, I will talk about all the stuff that's happened recently in the NBA and talk about some of the matchups you can look forward to in the coming week. So, for those of you who didn't realize, the season got started today already. We've had a few games from every team now has played. The Spurs, they opened their season with a win. They are now 5-0 in ring ceremony games, and Tim Duncan has now had 14 opening night double-doubles in his career. And the first overtime game of the season was between the Bucks and the Hornets, two teams that aren't even going to be in the playoffs, so it's not like it really matters. The Thunder opened their season without Durant, and the game was close most of the way, but the Blazers broke it away in the end, partly because Westbrook broke his hand and couldn't finish the game. And then the Bulls, they won, which I expected, but the way they won is my favorite part about it, because they had 6 different players score in double figures. You know, it wasn't Rose dropping 30 points. It was Taj and Gasol both dropping 20, and like 5 other guys who all had like 13. The Bulls, they have a talented roster, but if they're also going to be playing Spurs ball, then they are not going to be defeated. That often, at least. And then other teams that had at least 6 peoples in double figures include the Blazers, the Suns, the Raptors, the Hawks, the Celtics, the Pacers. And so obviously, when you win a championship, it seems like people try to emulate you. People see that there's a formula that works, and they want to be like that. And then these are a few players that happen to have a double-double in their very first game of the season. It's a long list, so hold on. We've got Vucevic, Duncan, Howard, Jones, Jefferson, Knight, Sloan, Rondo, Wall, Bosh, Horford, Millsap, Johnson, Derozen, Lowry, Gasol, Randolph, Faried, Mozgov, Green, Curry, Cousins, Lopez, and Love. Most of those were points and rebounds, but 3 of those players, Rondo, Knight, and Wall, it was points and assist. And then also 2 other double-doubles that I wanted to mention separately were Omer, Asik, and Anthony Davis. And Anthony Davis, one more block, he would have had a triple-double. And with him and Asik patrolling the paint, I would not be completely shocked if the Pelicans managed to find their way into the playoffs. Just with what I've seen from them so far. They've got the talent that I could potentially see them sneaking in 7th or 8th if they can stay healthy. The biggest thing holding them back, obviously, they're in the toughest division in basketball. But if they were in the Eastern Conference, I could easily see them as like a top 4 team, honestly. And if you look at the standings right now, it's still pretty early. I mean, there's no guarantee that it'll stay this way. But the Rockets, the Sun, the Grizzlies, and the Clippers, those 4 teams are at the top of the league with 2-0 records, while the Lakers are in sole possession of dead last in the league with an 0-3 record. And a few big injuries to talk about. You've got Julius Randle, a rookie for the Lakers. He suffered a broken leg and he has to have surgery and probably will not play this season. All I can say is, don't worry, big guy. You got plenty of time. Blake Griffin missed his whole rookie season and he's doing pretty well right now. And then you've also got, as I mentioned earlier, Russell Westbrook. He broke a bone in his shooting hand. And I have, as of recording this, I have no idea how long he's actually going to be out. All I know is, OKC fans, I would feel bad for you if I didn't hate your team so much. At the same time, though, it is early in the season. Even with both of those guys out, they're probably going to struggle. But then once 2015 comes around, they're going to start surging towards the end. They're going to get into the playoffs. And then they're going to be really fucking scary again once they're 100% healthy. And so now, on to next week. There are a lot of different games that are going to be played on a lot of different days. I'm just going to mention some of my favorites because I'm not going to have another video again until next Saturday. So, some of the games that I'm looking forward to over the next 7-day period. On Saturday, we have the Mavs at the Pelicans. Division rivals, similar builds. I look forward to those matchups. Chandler and Nowitzki versus Asik and Davis. That should be fun to watch. And then we've got Pacers at Hawks, division opponents. There should be some exciting plays on both ends of the floor. And, it'll be fun to see the battle Hibbert versus Horford. Hibbert, he's got a lot more on his shoulders right now because of all the injuries that have affected the roster. And I'm waiting for him to go beast mode. He's played okay so far to start the season, but he's not beast mode yet. Then on Sunday, I've got the Raptors at the Heat. I see the potential for this to be a first-round playoff matchup. I think the Raptors would finish like in the top 4, and the Heat maybe 5th or 6th at best. So I think this could easily be a round 1 matchup. And then the Heat, they started off the season well enough, but it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Let's see how long their old asses can hold up. Then we've got the Warriors at the Blazers, 2 exciting teams with a lot of talented young guards, and there's some veteran post presence as well. It's a nice little matchup. And then on Monday, there's the Pelicans at the Grizzlies, and division opponents, the front court pairings, 2 of the league's best going at it. Once again, Asik and Davis, they could be a deadly combination this year if they stay healthy, versus Gasol and Randolph, who are both playing top notch. Zebo has had double-doubles in every game so far this season, albeit it's only been 2 games, but still. And then Tuesday, I've got Cavs at Blazers, potential finals preview. Probably not, but you never know. It's possible. It'll be fun either way. Then on Wednesday, there's so many good matchups. There's Pacers and Wizards, Hawks at Spurs, Grizzlies at Suns. The one I'm looking most forward to is Clippers at Warriors, a rematch of the playoff matchup. Then on Thursday, which is possibly the best night of the week, you've got the Spurs at the Rockets, division rivals with a lot of star power. I've heard a lot of people tell me that the Spurs lucked out because they didn't have to play the Rockets, and if we had played them, we would have lost. And all I can say is put your money where your mouth is, bitch. And then you've got the Mavs at the Blazers. You've got a Hall of Famer, Duncan versus LaMarcus Aldridge. It'll be some great guard matchups as well. That one should be exciting, though. I think those are the only 2 games being played that night. But you know what? They're 2 of the ones I'm most looking forward to this week. And then on Friday, the only one I really wanted to see would be like Grizzlies at Thunder. And this is usually a fun rivalry, but the Thunder are so badly hurting right now, this is probably going to be a bloodbath, and I look forward to seeing them get massacred. So, that's it for this edition of NBA Weekly. Tune in next Saturday for another all-new edition. But until then, this has been the Fan Perspective. I'm your host, Nathan Lyle. Have a great week.